everybody, what is up? My name is Mackenzie.
And I'm Jonathan.
And I'm April.
We are husband and wife, and we'd like to welcome you to TerreDice.
And I'm cameraman, so I'm going to be back there, but this is April. She is our illustrator for all of our amazing dogs and all those cool rulebook images you see, the pigeon, the squirrel, all that. She's absolutely wonderful. We're here in Georgia, and we are having a little chat, so
Yeah, so let's get started. So, like we said, we have April Borchelt, who's the artist for Bark Avenue, one of our artists, and we are actually in Georgia, which, funny enough, is where I grew up, and April lives here. So we didn't know that when we originally hired her, but we got this chance to meet up, and it's just like a crazy world. I'm in my hometown. Get to chat with April. So, April, can you give a little bit more about your background and what you're working on for Bark Avenue?
So I'm an artist.
Yeah.
And I've worked in board games before. I've also done work for SpongeBob and video games. I did background art for SpongeBob, and I'm drawing all the dogs. So all of them are digital. I also did the background for the card art, and it's been a fun time.
Yeah.
I love drawing dogs. I used to do pet portraits back in the day too.
Yes,
Yeah.
I wanted to get more into that. So that's how that was like one of your first paying jobs, was pet portraits?
Yes. So I was trained traditionally. So I started with acrylics, but people were like, yeah, could you like paint my dog? And I'm like, yes. So I painted them all on canvas. So a lot of my dog art is out there already, just like in physical form. So it was really cool to kind of do full circle and be like, oh, well, let's do it again.
Yeah.
You know, but now with new skills I've learned, and I've really enjoyed it. I love dogs.
That's awesome. And then, so you've worked on a couple other board games. What's like the most recent or most well-known that our audience will know that you worked on?
It'd be Flourish by Starling Games. So I did the cover and a lot of the flowers and all the animals. Well, most of the animals.
Yes, I found her because I was playing Flourish and I saw her golden retriever card. I was like, who did this? And yeah, that's how I found April. So she's great. So back to drawing dogs. So what is your process when you get a dog and you want it to look like exactly like their dog? So when our backers send you their photos, what is like your process for drawing those?
Well, lots of photos. So I get lots of reference photos so I can get all the angles, get all the cute little spots they have, just to kind of get a feel of the dog. And then I start with a rough sketch, just to get their framework kind of built. And then I fill in with like a flat color, and then from there I build up the fur and the texture. And I almost always do the eyes last. I feel like it's that fun cherry on top. And once you hit the eyes, you're like, I'm done. There we go. With the little shine in them. So.
And then how do you incorporate like their personality into it to make like, because like some of the dog breeds, they look the same, but like you add a little something to make it like their dog.
I feel like it's in the eyes, honestly. It's like there's like the little raise in the eyebrows, or I give them a little smile, you know. Just kind of getting the vibe of the dog. It's hard to describe.
Yeah. So when you're going in to paint dogs, how long does it typically take you to, like, from start to finish to paint a dog?
I think sometimes it depends on the breed. But most of the time it's like maybe 3 to 5 hours.
Okay.
Ish. But it's like definitely like an hour of sketching, just getting that to look right, because if I have a good wiring like framework, then the rest of it's almost like fill it in.
And then what technology or what do you use to create your dogs?
I use the Cintiq and Photoshop. So I get to draw on my screen, and Photoshop does a good job filling in the rest for me. So.
Nice.
So I went to Kennesaw State University for fine art. So I had an oil and painting degree. And after I graduated, I was like, oh, I want to work for Disney. So I started pursuing animation field. Flew out to California a few times, went to CTN, which is a convention out there for animators, and then I ended up teaching myself digital art, so that's all from me. But yeah, I got into SpongeBob, so I did background art for them, which was cool because I got to take my traditional art and kind of mush it with the animation industry. So SpongeBob's backgrounds, at least at that time, were acrylic, so they're actually all traditional.
Oh,
and then I would
didn't know
scan
that.
it. Yeah, I would scan it, and then I would finish it in Photoshop. So that was a really cool opportunity.
Cool.
Yeah, and then from there, I worked at High Res Studios here in Georgia for a while. I worked on Paladins, and I did card art for them, ironically. And that was all digital. And then from there, I started kind of getting into my own like freelance stuff. So I've done board games, a few board games now. I've done book cover art. and some TCG trading card game things.
And then I know you also run an Etsy shop.
I do.
What do you sell on there?
Yes, so I still use like my fine art stuff. So I sell like my fine art there, my original artwork, and I also do enamel pins. So
You do
those are
animal
fun.
pins?
Enamel pins.
Enamel pins.
Yes, so they're like the metal pins that you can like collect and stuff.
Oh,
So
very, very
yeah,
cool.
but they are animals. They're mostly foxes.
Awesome. Yeah, you should guys go
Yeah.
check out. I'll leave a link to her Etsy shop. It's very cool. Also, like, so you're doing all the dogs to the game, but there's also a very special dog in the game
Yes.
for you. You
Yeah.
want to talk about that?
Yeah, so I put my dog Lily in there. So it's really cool because I'd always wanted a dog growing up, and there was a dog in my neighborhood named Jack, and it was a Shih Tzu. It was so sweet, and it's so cool because now I have a Shih Tzu, and she's really sweet. So it's kind of come full circle to be able to put her.
So when you guys see Lily in the game, that is April's
my
dog.
doggy.
Yeah, so we're really excited to be able to include Lily in it. I like those little hidden Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Because our dog Emma's in the game, so it's like, I mean, if we're gonna create a game about dogs, we have to put our own dogs in.
Yeah.
So that's like super fun. All right, guys, that is April Borchelt, and she is the dog artist for the backgrounds and all, like any of the animals. That's April's deal. So thank you so much for
Yeah,
coming on.
thank you for having
Yeah,
me.
this is amazing that we got to meet like in person. We've just been talking online up until this point, so
Yeah.
this is awesome. But guys, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and go to the Kickstarter link down below. If you're watching this on the update page, you're already there. But the Bark Avenue Kickstarter will be running until June 14th. So if you want to get a copy of Bark Avenue, make sure you go and hit that back button. But thank you guys so much for all your support. It really means the world to us. We'll see you next time. Bye.